What's up, world? This is the Cannonball Podcast. I am your host, Captain Z. With me, and always, we have my lovable crewmates, Gingerbeard
Zoiks!
and One-Eyed Josh.
What's up, mateys? Arr!
I was hoping to say. Never mind.
What? Jinkies?
Yeah, I was hoping, but whatever.
Jinkies! There you go.
If you didn't know why we're doing the Scooby-Doo lines, we actually watched the Scooby-Doo movie last night. It's a pretty cool, classic 1980s movie, Scooby-Doo and the Relucted Werewolf.
Ow! Werewolves of Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a 1980s film. I think this one is the third film of the 1980s. 'Cause it starts, I think it starts with Boo Brothers, then Ghoul School. I think it's Reluctant Werewolf.
Yeah.
I think it's a Reluctant Werewolf. Either that or Reluctant Werewolf is the first one.
Well, that was a strange era.
Well, yeah, because what happened? Well, I think it's one of the best eras because you go from the 380s TV movies, and then you go into the 90s with the Scooby-Doo what was it? Alien Invaders?
Alien Invaders, Witch's Ghost,
19...
It's all
and Zombie Island.
Okay, hold on. I was gonna show. Zombie Island. And where was what? There he is. Witch's Ghost.
And who can't forget the Cyber Chase?
Which is the last one of the
Yeah.
90s.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, you're right.
It's the last one of the 90s. Although the only ones that really have decent music are Witch's Ghost and Zombie Island.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. My hand's in the way. Zombie Island. Those are the only two good ones with music. I mean, Cyber Chase has, like, an interesting chase song. I would say the worst one of the four is Alien Invaders.
Yeah.
Kind of has, like, a weird, like, 1980s kind of
Early
mixing
90s.
into the 90s blend. It's like a weird thing.
It was a strange. Out of all the movies, I think that was, for me, that was the weirdest. Because, like, at the end, like, so it turns out, Shaggy has been going out with an alien.
I still love that.
Yeah, I think that was fun.
I like her. I like the alien.
Yeah,
And I like the dog alien too. I like both. I do. I genuinely do like Alien Invaders. I like all of them. They're all great. 7 of the great classic movies.
That's one of my favorite. I have one of my favorite shirts is the Alien Invader shirt. I have some in my house.
Another topic that we're also going to discuss today is the tragedy that is befalling Nickelodeon. Befuddling Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
With the
Quiet
whole
on the set.
with Quiet on the Set, the documentary about the tragedy or the horrific stories of child filmmaking and child entertainment, along with the horrific and sexual assault case of Drake Bell.
Yeah. I never knew it happened.
Well, that's probably...
I somewhat knew, like, when they were talking about some stuff before Quiet on Set. Like, they were talking about, like, people on all that.
Yeah, but you didn't know it was
No,
Drake
I didn't
Bell.
know it was Drake Bell. But, like, the thing is, it was heavily implied in another... Before the interview of Drake Bell. Like, you saw a silhouette of him before when they were like, other YouTubers that I watched talked about it. And I'm like, that's Drake Bell. I said it's Drake Bell, but I didn't say, like, it could have been someone else. I didn't know.
Okay.
My guess.
And then we also are going to talk about the Godzilla, King Kong Godzilla movie. What is it called? Is it Godzilla X Kong?
I think
Yes.
I think it's X.
X.
Well, I see
New Empire.
I see X as in, you know, like, you get,
Yeah. Don't.
that.
They're not doing that.
Yeah, they're dudes.
What's wrong with that?
They're manly men.
What's wrong with God damn it, ew. Yeah, also,
Now that we're men.
can't do anything.
No, I will say this. I will say this. I'm sad for the live action shows. I am happy though that none of the animated shows were trashed in the making of that. None of the animated shows. Then again, most of the animated shows dealt with adults, actors, playing children, so I don't think they'd have a problem.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, well, you read a book about one of the actors on iCarly, right?
Jeanette McCarty?
Yeah, her, yeah.
Yeah, Jeanette McCarty. Yeah, he's going over to get the book.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
That's fine. We showed off the movies. We might as well show the book off.
He does have it.
Yes.
Always.
John McCurdy, I'm glad my mother died.
There.
That's
it.
A red flag of a title. I mean,
Well, to be fair, her mother's a bitch.
Yeah.
So, like...
are they all?
Well, not all child actors. I mean, Drake Bell's father wasn't. I mean, I really did... I'm going to be honest with you. The part that really hurt when watching that documentary is Drake Bell's dad.
Yeah.
That part hurts because, like, he knew right away that dude was not okay. Like, he just got a bad sense. And everyone kept saying, like, well, because he's homophobic, because, like, that's how gay people are. They touchy-feely and all that. It's like, okay, fine. Stop. But he has every right to say, don't touch my son.
Yeah.
My underage son. Stop touching it. You don't need to help him get into his outfits. Nothing like that. You are a dialogue coach. You are not a
costume set designer.
Or his what was it, like
agent?
Yeah, agent.
Yeah.
Like you are a coach, and that's all you are.
I saw a YouTube video of one of the guys from Zoe 101. The guy who played the bad kid in the group.
Logan?
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
It turns out, well, he was also harassed.
Yeah, by his manager,
right?
yeah, agent.
Fun fact, that was also a Dan Snyder show too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say real quick is, we all stand here at the podcast, stand with Drake Bell and his decision to come out. We support him. We love him.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say though, Alexa Nichols, that creator, former Zoe 101 star. I don't like the way she handles stuff on her channel and how she like forgetting with Logan. When Logan came out, you know, wherever he said to downplay whatever was going on, he wasn't downplaying shit. If he was downplaying shit, then still, he's coming out with some horrible shit. The least you can do is in your video is to be supportive, and then if you have a problem with what he did later, you can talk to you can talk about it. But like in your own video, don't attack the guy who's just coming out about his horrible stuff. You know.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he came out. The guy was a Zoe guy.
Yeah.
He came out because I heard that some trolls, I guess, have been egging him on to say his side of the story.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that is not okay. You shouldn't you shouldn't force a person to tell a story.
Yeah, you get, but you say that now, but you also have to understand in the circumstances with social media is that like these are trolls, but they're also like a lot of cases they could be robo trolls where they're just
robotic
or just angry
fanboys or girls back in the day or whatever.
Yeah, well they sent him they told him to kill himself, I guess.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, some of your worst trolls are actually your biggest fans.
Yeah.
Which is ironic.
Well,
Like, the way I've always seen it, and this is like again, this is back to like a Vine like joke, but it's true. And the guy's like, first Vine, go kill yourself, and he's like, he says, why would you say that? He says, oh my God, you answered, I love you, like literally.
Also, it's all about attention, I guess. You know, so.
I also would like to point out as well, when watching the documentary and listening to other podcasts and other YouTube channels, the one area in which I heard about the documentary was on the Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide podcast, in which they did address that they were making fun of it and in a reel. I have seen the reel, and I have seen the podcast, and I will say this as right here. I appreciate that they apologized to Drake Bell. I do appreciate that. But in their podcast, they said, well, we hadn't watched the series and all that stuff. We didn't know who it was. When you watch that reel, it's eerie how close they got to Drake Bell. Like, it's very eerie. So the part of me is like, okay, if you didn't know it was Drake Bell when you made those jokes, you got really close to him, and he doesn't have to forgive you if he doesn't want to.
He doesn't have to know.
I don't think he's that kind of person. He doesn't seem like someone that would hold a grudge. But you never know, because he hasn't dealt with those three ever really in a long time.
The fact of the matter is, and this is where I was a little upset at Devin Werkheiser, the guy who played Ned.
Yeah.
Is that Drake Bell took him under his wing when he entered Nickelodeon. Like he showed him the ropes and stuff.
Yeah.
So in a way, when Devin made the joke, whether he realized it was Drake or not, you're bitch slapping your mentor.
That's true.
Oops. Right.
And
Yeah.
and I think Drake when he commented on Twitter or X about it, is like, really? I think it was like it was like, even Devin, my protege, is classless in the face of this thing I'm going through.
Also, I will say this too. Also on that podcast, I agree with what Daniel Cookie said, where he brought up the fact that should child acting be a thing anymore, or like he's of the mindset of child actors shouldn't even be at all a thing. He's like, I'm ready to just let that go, because if you can't promise to keep them safe, then what's the point? Because the fact is, it seems like their set that didn't have any of this was a rarity, whereas like other sets did.
I'll be honest. In my opinion, Nickelodeon should just like stick with them cartoons.
Well, the thing is, the reason why that was the case, and it's because Scott Fellows, the guy who created Ned Declassified Big Time Rush, and others, and worked on Very Odd Parents, understood that kids need to be kids. That's why they had breaks. That's why they had fun time and leisure time during their things. That's why they had schoolwork being done. Like, they had their own teachers. That's also why if there were moments where, like, a kid was not feeling great, like, about a role, Scott Fellows would come up and like, I notice you're not feeling good, are you okay?
But what I was saying on my point, that seems to be a rarity.
Yeah, it's definitely a rarity,
Like,
and then
they're the minority.
Dan Schneider is the majority, where it's, okay, you're in the grown-ups world, it's time to, put your big boy pants on, and...
I also did not... I'm going to... Yeah,
no, dude, I know, it is fucked up.
I'm going to be honest with you. I could care less about episode 1. I'll say that to the cows come. I could care less about episode 1. Episode 1, to me, when they brought those like two women to discuss the Dan Schneider thing, when you're listening to their stories, and they're telling the story, right? Mm-hmm. One of the stories was this woman said like she had to basically bend over and like mimic getting, I guess, doggy style, like sex
in the ass
for them. And she said, now she didn't say that Dan threatened to fire her if she didn't do it. Like, that was a thing. To where, like, at some point as an adult, you have to take accountability for your actions. And you have to decide whether your career is more important than your dignity. If you think that embarrassing yourself in front of this fat ass pig is what's going to make your career, then you don't think highly of yourself at all.
You know what? You know what I hate? So Nickelodeon is getting attacked, all because of that We're Quiet on the Set show, and yet how many times has legit McCurdy or like all the actors, well, most of them were telling stories about Schneider years ago.
Yeah.
The thing is about that, and this is the exact thing, Dan Schneider was Nickelodeon's golden boy.
Golden goose.
Every show he created, it was print money, it was gold. They had the viewership, they had the ratings. So when you have a golden boy who's pumping out successes, and your two competitors are Cartoon Network and Disney Channel, okay, and you have Dan Schneider who's pumping out golden ticket shows, you're going to ignore complaints given to you by the work people because at that point you're like, well, if we get rid of Dan...
Well, I'd like to point out, too, but no, first off, but to your point, John, I don't think there was any coming out.
Yeah.
Jeanette McCarthy and a couple others are like a outlier. They're the outliers that are strong enough to come out. All of this stuff, like those women, like the documentary, I don't think any of those women went to Nickelodeon heads because of fear of being fired or blacklisted or whatever by Dan. So I don't think they came out. And like all the parents that were on set, like you're on set, like the parents have to be there. It's in their it's in the child's contract. The parents have to be on set. This is where I take it, and I know a lot of people are gonna say you're gonna be mean. How could you say to the parents? The parents are just as responsible for their children's well-beings and fuck ups that they ended up enduring as the studio is. So I felt no sympathy for any of those parents besides Drake Bell's father. He's the only one that I felt sympathy for. There were a couple parents that were okay, the one woman, her story was her daughter was just a background character. I guess one of the director aides sent a dick pic to her daughter.
Yeah,
and the mother saw it, and she didn't call the cops. And because she didn't call the cops, this dude was able to go on and abuse other little girls because you didn't call the cops. I don't feel any sympathy for you. You can say you can be like, well, it affected my child. Okay, I feel for that child.
Yeah.
But you had every right to call the cops, and you didn't. Not you. I'm not. I'm just yeah.
Oh no! What have I done?
Yeah. But another thing too, with the women in episode 1, where they're you're the cause of the environment. If you want to change the environment, then you gotta stand up for yourself, and you gotta say enough's enough, and you should take full responsibility for those kids being in that situation. Just you're just as culpable as Dan Schneider is.
When Dan says the taint thing, the woman sheriff says, no, he means it this way, the way you're thinking he means it. Yeah. And just tattle on Dan right there and then.
Well, what taint thing, dude? You can't just say
So there was a running joke, even though it's not funny.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, as a kid, I thought it was funny when I saw the joke, but I didn't know what it meant. But it's funny. It's not funny now. It's not funny now. That there was a character called Penelope Taint on the Amanda show that Amanda played.
God damn it.
Really?
I'm sorry. Well, my other fans, I never knew her name, to be honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really. No, probably, but you have to remember, this is this is just before our time.
I know. I was, again, and I'll reiterate, I was never a fan of the Amanda Show, more of all that, but I watched a few episodes of the Amanda Show. Anyways, the joke goes that Penelope Taint is, like, I forgot how, shut up.
Sorry.
I forgot how it went, but, like, he meant the word as in the nether region between the butt and the
ball
balls.
bag. Yeah, the ball bag.
And when Disney, or not Disney executive...
Why are we talking about this?
Because I'm explaining, and when Nickelodeon...
TMI, ever heard that?
No, he has to explain it because, like, not everyone's going to know what he's talking about.
When the Nickelodeon executive came up and was like, isn't this a dirty word? And he's like, no!
Love this
It means to, like, taint something. Like, it's ruined.
Yeah.
And what the girl should have done is said, no, he actually means the dirty word.
Yeah.
He's trying to put a dirty word in a kid's show.
But how many adult, like, I'll play devil's advocate for a second, but I've watched a lot of cartoons, a lot of Cartoon Network shows, and a lot of Disney shows, and a lot of Nickelodeon shows. How many times has a joke, when you were a kid and you watched those shows before, would go over your head? But as an adult, when you got older, you were like, well, that was in that show? That sex joke?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think a lot of people realize is that, like, the writers are not just writing for the kids, they're also writing for the parents who are watching the show, too. They're trying to make it a family thing.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Disney movies do the same thing. Like, lot of Disney Channel.
One of my particular favorites, and sorry if I cut you off.
That's fine.
From the Disney, it was Disney, actually. It was the Aladdin King of Thieves. And it's right when his wedding is crashed, and Genie says, I thought the earth wasn't supposed to shake until after the wedding. Yeah, that's a sex joke.
I also like to point out he does the same thing in Aladdin 1.
Yeah.
He says multiple sex jokes in Aladdin 1.
I missed them, I guess.
Well, yeah, but you were a kid. You were a little kid.
So,
They're flying
I get what... I'm not trying to say it's okay to do what he's doing.
No, it's not. No, it's. I'm not saying.
Actually, we'll say that.
No, I wasn't saying that. I was playing devil's advocate, saying that other studios also do the same thing with adult humor. They're not like they're not as blatant as Dan.
Yeah, Dan was really blatant.
Yeah. I also felt really bad for those kids on the Scare Factor Nickelodeon show where they had to, like, literally one kid had to put, like, a scorpion in his mouth.
Yeah, I would have not. I would have just not.
Wasn't there an episode where a kid was, like, covered in, like,
peanut butter?
Yeah.
And licked with dog. Yeah.
Yeah, licked by a dog.
Yeah, the black kid.
Yeah. And he even said in the video, I don't like this. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, they also made him the youngest baby rapper.
Yeah.
Which was like, it's one of those things where it's like, but to go back what I was saying too on the reason why I don't like these documentaries is that when you're listening to, like, both sides of the story, I'm always in the mindset of, like, that's great. I feel bad that you were put in that situation. Can you have a little accountability for what you did? And that accountability is you didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
You just let it continue and you let it fester. And I get it. It's hard to stick up for yourself and you're going to get blackballed and stuff. But if you don't do it, then you allow this to fester and then more and more people get abused because you stayed quiet. So that's the part where I'm like, they're blaming Dan and they're blaming Dan, which they have every right to blame Dan, but you also have to blame yourself too. And not a lot of them are taking responsibility. A lot of them were, like, gladly throwing.
Yeah, they're throwing. Again, Dan's a horrible piece of shit. No, like, that's a given.
Yeah.
But, like, and we're not trying to victim blame, but at some point, you're a fucking adult.
Yeah.
Every adult is responsible for their own actions.
Yep.
And indirectly, by not coming forward, you allow those situations for those children to continue.
Yep.
When you could have just said, hey, network execs, Dan's fucking up and he's fucking up bad.
Well, because like with the Drake Bell situation, to go back to what the Drake Bell situation is that like the guy who molested Drake Bell was there for a while and was like there were probably a number of parents who thought eerie of him. That were very eerie of him, not just what Bell's or Drake Bell's father felt. Like they probably felt the same way. They were just too scared to speak about Drake Bell's dad wasn't. He's like, I'm not letting this guy molest my kid.
Drake Bell's dad is a G. That's all I'm going to say. He was.
I really do feel for him. And it hurt. It really does hurt when he starts to cry. And you're
I know,
like,
bro.
And you're like, man, I feel so bad for him because he really thought he saved his son.
I mean, there's another. I'm going back to the ladies real quick, and from the Amanda show, the two writers. If you notice, that's the only writing they've ever done. It looks like for the series. And I'm not trying to be a dick here, but I do believe in one thing that Dave Chappelle had said, and that is, if you let something, whatever it is, to destroy your dream, okay? Mm. You have a brittle spirit, and I dare say you didn't have a dream at all. You let a chauvinistic asshole pig ruin your dream of writing. Then where was your dream? Where was your drive?
That's what I said. Like, you clearly didn't think highly of yourself. If you allowed yourself to be humiliated like that, like bending over and acting like being pile drive like in a doggy position, if you're willing to do that, then clearly you don't have a lot of self-respect for yourself. And I understand a lot of people are saying, well, he was the producer. Like, yeah, but it is your call. And at no point in that story did I hear them say he threatened their jobs.
No.
That they had to do it or else their jobs would be threatened. At no point did they say that in their story.
They said they were scared of him, but They never said they was going to threaten their job. He didn't say ever, if you don't do this, you're fired.
Yes. And that's the problem that's the problem that I have with that, where it's like, I feel for you. I do. I really do, that you had to embarrass yourself that way. But at the end of the day...
I mean, you could have just said, well, no.
Or I quit.
Yeah.
Like, I quit.
It's simple. I quit. I will not tolerate your chauvinistic bullshit misogyny anymore. I quit.
Yeah, that's all you had to do.
And I'm reporting you to the Workers Bureau, the Writers Guild, and all this type of stuff.
Okay. And watch Child Protective Services, I guess. But...
Oh, for sure.
Definitely for Child Protective Services. I mean, like, look, he touched a lot of those girls. And I'm going to be honest with you. The one person who survived it without getting any fuss, and I really do appreciate it, is Jerry Trainer from iCarly. That did, and a lot of stories have started to come out. Like, he would stay on set. He would make sure that Dan wasn't always touching the kids. He would get in between them. He would literally say, "Okay, Dan, time for break. Let's go. Come on." He really did protect his younger cast stars.
Yeah.
So good on him. Like that's a good. Yeah. Like those are good characters that were in there.
I mean, Jerry Trainer. There's a famous photo of Jerry Trainer in Dan Schneider's arms. The reason he did that was he had seen that he was getting too close to Carly and Sam, and he ran and was like, "Take the picture," and jumped into Dan's arms, so Dan couldn't touch them.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
There's also another thing too that I like to point out. It's like, and I'm not saying Dan's a good person, but the fact is that the fact that he was the only one to reach out to Drake Bell after his situation, and he was the only one that knew it was Drake Bell and gave his condolences. Whether you say he's a monster or not, that is class act.
That is
a very class act.
As an adult who somewhat cares.
Yeah. But he has his relationship with males is different than females. It seems like he got along with the males more than he did with the females.
He did. Yeah, think about it. I don't think he ever touched any of the like I said, the boys,
he never he was a very much class act. And even Drake Bell said the fact that he's the only one that reached out. No one at Nickelodeon reached out. No one, because no one guessed. It was so weird that no one guessed. It's like Drake Bell thought everyone would guess him. They thought everyone would guess him, and no one guessed him. No one knew it was Drake Bell was the one that was molested. until now.
No, I mean, yeah,
And like, and I'm not saying like, but I'm like the fact that that guy was that close to Drake Bell and no one guessed.
I think one of the bigger red flags about Brian Peck was the fact that he had signed autographs and letters from John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne
and
Gacy.
a signed self-portrait of him as Pogo the Clown.
Yeah, that was a
red flag.
That was a huge red flag.
And again, I respect people talking about this, but like again, we're referencing Alexa Nicole,
Yeah.
and her channel. When she talked about that, she like I'm saying like she like, oh, he was like one of the like, bro, like at some point I'm like, you need to do research on what he did to the county of Cook County, Illinois, where I'm originally from in Illinois, you know, that area.
Uh-huh.
And like he from 1971 to 1979, the entire Cook County was fucking terrified because like children from the ages of 15 to 19 were going missing, like at least 3 times, maybe a month, 3 different times a month.
Also, I would really like to read. There is a part of me, and it's not sick twisted, but there's a part of me is I would like to read those letters, because there's a part of me that thinks, because they were pen pals for a long time. I would venture to guess that there's a lot revealed in those letters that Brian Peck revealed about himself, like his wants and desires for, you know, for children, and like was seeking advice from someone that possibly understood him, like John Wayne Gacy. That being said, I mean,
I don't think John Wayne Gacy.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
But the fact that he had those letters, there is a possibility that that's what he was doing.
It's like you're walking into a guy's house who, you know, gets a murderous vibe from you. You get it from, and then you find out he talked to Ted Bundy on a regular basis.
Well, what pisses me off is that, and this is what pisses me off, is that Disney hired him after he served his time.
Yeah, well, didn't he work on, Zach and...
Sweet Life of Zack and Cody? Yes, he worked on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Now, here's the interesting part. From what I noticed, he only worked with the girls. He was not allowed to work with the boys. The 2 boys.
Job protection, where they were protecting the male children.
They were protecting the 2 boys, and from what I heard, the mother character and Irwin, were very protective of
Cole and Dylan.
I don't know how true that is. That's what the rumors are. They were very protective of those 2 boys, and the fact is, he was never on the set when they were on the set. He was always with either Ashley Tisdale or Brenda Song.
Yeah.
Or the other adult, you know, actors. Which, you know, which tells me that, like, Disney was like, yeah, we understand you serve your time,
but we're not giving you the chance.
Yeah, we're not letting you anywhere near these 2 boys.
Well, something I heard about, it's from Elijah Wood's, Lord of the Rings, or according to him, Hollywood has a huge I can't even say the word.
Pedo problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it always has had a huge pedo problem.
Yeah, and yet like, is Quiet on the Set like a start of a new era?
No, it's not. It will never be. You want to know why? This is why, and this is actually why. You got all those rich fucks in one area. Rich people do some weird shit, like crazy weird shit, like sometimes cultist shit. that like when it comes out, like everyone in the world is like, holy shit, I can't believe they were part of that, blah blah blah, all this stuff, this nasty sex thing and whatever.
Scandal.
Yeah, all these scandals. It's like, yeah, when you have a bunch of rich douchebags with all the money in the world and they're so closed off from the rest of society and they're left to their own fucked up minds and devices, of course they're going to do what the fuck they want. And they think that they can get away with it because they have all that, moolah.
Well, I mean...
Because they can just pay off their victims,
Or they can... And that's what's going on with the whole Skull and Bones thing going on with that boxer dude or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm again, he might have saw what he saw and he might have not. I don't know. But all I'm going to say is the people who did it, there's not a judge in this country that could convict them. People who are in the Skull and Bones Society, they are from the 1% of the 1%, and there's nothing, I repeat, nothing that could be charged. It wouldn't be like...
No, that's not entirely true.
No, you could if it was like a Supreme Court situation.
Well, no, I meant federal.
Well, yeah, federal,
Federal could get them pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're talking about like county or like city judge, and different.
Yeah.
Federal, like you can't get if the FBI wants you.
You're screwed.
You're fucked. That's what I meant by federal. If federal wants you, you're fucked. So like and that's the sad part about it.
FBI, open up.
Well, but a lot of these rich bastards, that's who takes them down is the FBI. The FBI takes them down. And they have they've watched them for years building their cases, like stone cold. So it's one of those things where it's like they think they're invincible, but if you do, you catch the eye of the FBI,
You're going down.
Yeah, that invincibility gets taken out from under you. All right, so let's move on from that. To move into this.
This is
an interesting topic. I like it.
A very special episode.
It was a very one. All right, so Godzilla X Kong, or Godzilla Heart Kong.
It may as well be.
Yeah. Our grades is this. For me and Josh, One Eye.
I never saw it.
Ginger Bear did not see it last night. Unfortunately, he had to work.
I have a life.
We all have lives. Just your life sucks because it happened to be that night.
Yeah.
So
you're right about that.
Yeah. So our grades are 7. Now that
7.5.
7.5. Okay. 0. Well, yeah, all right, whatever. Yeah. No. So I like to point out I don't really grade kaiju monster movies high. Like it's they're monster movies. They're fun. They're supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
I will say this as someone who watched the movie, and One Eye Josh can relate. We were having a talk about Godzilla was just awful. I mean, he was rough as hell.
There were moments where you clearly could tell it's CGI.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And we got into this little talk, and it's that one thing where it's like, is the fact that Kong has hair the reason why he looks more real than Godzilla? And I said yes, and you said yes. It's because it adds more texture.
Also, Kong has scars on him that pop out on the screen.
I know, but it makes it more he's more real.
And you would think, we saw it at IMAX, so you would think with the bigger screen, it would make Godzilla more popping out.
Oh god! It looked worse.
It looked worse.
Dude, the first Godzilla fight is when he fights this crab-looking thing, and both of them look fake as hell.
Oh yeah,
they look so bad. It's not even. And I was sitting there like this, I was like, all right, let's go. This looks bad. I don't want to see it.
Hurry up.
Yeah, then we got to King Kong, which I will say, King Kong looked real, but kind of, there were times he looked CGI too. He did look real though, and I was like, okay, fine. We got to the part that I'm excited for. The part that kind of looks real.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks real. Even Kong Jr. looked kind of real. So I was like, yay.
Yay.
Yeah, great. I will say this. Any kaiju movie, I don't like the humans. There are very few humans I like. In this movie, I like the black guy, the podcaster, that dude, and the vet.
Who you clearly said was me. It was the black guy podcaster. He's like, that's. He just looked at me and he's like,
That's you.
he did. When the guy came up, he was like, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, that's you. And you're just like, that's you. And you sat back in your seat. I was like, okay.
You're black.
I didn't know. I'm like, what?
Well, it's not that. It's
No.
the way he acts and stuff.
Yeah.
But I like the vet guy. The vet guy had some good music. Like, I think you'd like the music.
Yeah.
He came out. He fixed Kong's tooth. He fixed his hand. Kong
cool.
got mad frostbite in a scene. Yeah, those are the only humans I like. I didn't like the death girl.
I didn't mind the daughter.
I didn't mind her. I thought she was a fine actress. I thought she did well. I don't. It's that thing where it's like, I guess it's a common thing in kaiju monsters where they have to have like the child character who is a symbol for the goodness of humanity, and they're the one thing that brings back the monsters to life, or to make them protect humanity. She brings Mothra back to life, and when they said, "Oh yeah, she's responsible for Mothra," I just sat back, it's like,
Really?
fuck this so hard.
So was she destroyed? Was she destroyed a part of the world?
No, she brought Mothra back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she helped Mothra come back to life.
See, Mothra actually, I'm gonna say this now. Mothra is probably my third favorite kaiju in the Godzilla series. But I'm glad that they brought her back, and the way that she was the way that the team up was done. I'll give this, even though Godzilla's was wonky as all hell. The teamwork that they displayed between Godzilla and Kong was really good. I actually enjoyed that. It was, especially the scene where Scar, the fucking bad guy for.
Oh no, he's not new.
He's not the new bad guy.
Well, yeah, but he's not new.
Yeah.
He's called the Scar King. He's the he leads Kong's race of people.
Yeah.
He's the whatever. He doesn't like humans.
Yeah.
It's basically what I took from him. He wants to rule the upper world from Hollow Earth. He wants to be where Godzilla is. The fights were great. The CGI fights were okay. I really did think it was Godzilla takes over the Roman Colosseum. It becomes his bed.
Yeah.
It's like they're like, well, they should thank Godzilla for saving their lives, and he's allowed to do whatever he wants. He's like, I'm taking over.
Yeah, no,
this is my bed.
Yeah, I just like that moment because they're like, ma'am, we have the Italian army on the phone. They're complaining about Godzilla. Tell the Italian army, without Godzilla, they would have been a pile of rubble by.
No, and then Godzilla goes on a murderous rampage to get more stronger.
Yeah.
He levels up like Goku.
Yeah, he destroys. He just fucking bodies another kaiju.
Just to get to its
power nest.
Yeah, its power surge to get stronger.
And basically becomes supernova neutron blast.
If I had to say this, so John can understand. Godzilla is basically Vegeta getting stronger, while Kong is like Goku, who bodies pretty much everyone he meets, and then gets beaten up by a tag team that he didn't even see coming.
I mean, but then even then with the power up of Vegeta, if it wasn't
Vegeta
for
Godzilla.
Mothra, if it wasn't for Mothra, if it wasn't for Mothra and that coming into that exact moment, Kong would have been done because he has his foot on Kong.
Goku Kong.
Yeah, Goku Kong would have been done. Yeah, because he has his foot on Kong's throat.
Yeah.
And is and is about to do a neutron blast to the fucking face.
Kamehameha neutron!
Boom.
Yeah, I figured you'd enjoy us comparing them to Dragon Ball Z.
I'm a huge
Dragon Ball Z fan.
Well, there's a name for guys like me, I just wouldn't know it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. To be fair, like, what would you say Scar's equivalent to Dragon Ball Z? Because he's like
Frieza.
I don't think he's Frieza. I really don't think he's Frieza.
Cell?
Because he's an orangutan with long arms.
Broly.
There we go, Broly.
Yeah, Broly. Yeah. There you go.
But the evil one.
Yeah.
Not the new one.
And then the other one is just like a bit like the other kaiju is basically being controlled by Broly, Scar.
Yeah.
It's basically his bitch.
Yeah.
Which I felt bad at times. I was like, I kind of feel bad for this one because she does not deserve what she's getting.
Also, she's the godmother of kaiju, so she's like
Godzilla's mama.
Yeah, in a way.
Well, so Momzilla.
Mamazilla.
And she has ice attacks. And I looked at him at one point and I just said, wow, that's a real ice beam right there.
Pokemon.
You're right about that. I mean, you can tell.
Kaiju, ice monster, I choose you.
Ice beam.
I just like, whoa.
At this point, they should be Pokemon because the little girl activates Mothra, which is like
Pokeball.
Yeah, no, it's what was it? What's that Pokemon in the first series?
Caterpie?
No.
Butterfree.
Butterfree. I choose you.
Don't disrespect Butterfree. I love Butterfree.
That should be a meme, you know, like.
But that's what Mothra is.
Yeah, it's a giant butterfly. No.
I'm like, how the hell are you going to catch that?
And Mothra, well, I gotta say, the teamwork was superior. King Kong and Godzilla were taking down the Scar and Mamazilla, while Mothra is stopping other apes from getting to the portal.
And Baby Kong
is
stopping other apes too.
Yeah.
My favorite scene with Baby Kong is he's taking Godzilla's axe and he's having a hard time breathing, and then he does the move that we all you know the hammer game that we play at the amusement park. He does
Ding, 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 ding.
winner.
Ow!
Anyways, and then there's a scene.
All right, I think we'll just wrap it up because I'm not going to continue.
Yeah, should we end the video here?
No, we're not going to end it. Yeah, we're going to end the video. But we're going to stop. Our recommendation for Godzilla. It's not a complicated movie. If you like kaiju giant monster fights, you'll like this movie. There.
I mean, the one other thing I like to say about it is there was a moment in the scene theater when the monsters go into the real world, and we're like, poor Rio.
Oh yeah, they attack Rio de Janeiro.
They destroy Rio.
Ow.
It's like 4 monsters hitting Rio de Janeiro at once. You're just kind of like, what the fuck? Why Brazil?
Why are you doing this to Brazil?
Like, what did they do?
Well, they had it coming.
Yeah. Rio had it coming. They know what they did.
Yeah.
Anyway, before you end this, I want to look to my opinion about like movies that are like involve debates.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really a fan of that because I watch movies for story. Well, not sports or anything like.
You mean being preached to like political stuff, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Like political preachy stuff?
That was me. Sorry.
Oh no, it's alright.
No, I mean, what's like? No, I mean, like enjoy the story. Like
Well, yeah. I mean, because what I was saying with like the Godzilla thing is that like. This is not a movie that like is gonna like be groundbreaking story wise. I mean, if you like giant monster fights, then this is the movie for you. Like, it'll kill 2 hours for you. That's why I said like it's a 7, even though Godzilla is rough as fuck.
Well, I'm saying movies should not like the main idea of a movie should never be about who wins the fight. It should be about who solves the problem, you know?
Well, yeah, like it's. I guess so. I mean, like there really wasn't.
Batman and Superman.
Well, Batman v Superman was like that.
Batman won.
I mean, Batman in the movie won. In the comic book, Superman kind of beat him.
In which fight?
Dang, name a comic book, dude.
Is it? That's what I'm talking about. Like
in Batman.
But the whole reason why the versus is there is because fanboys like to have these little debates.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, I think
like you might not like it. You can say it's stupid.
I don't like it in an official like medium, like in a movie. Hey, if you do, that's fine. I don't.
Well, that's fine. That you're an audience member who doesn't like that, but you're in the minority. Most audience members actually like verses.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is that you're in the minority, whereas like, and I'm not saying that I like verses either. I'm just saying that like, it's more fun to debate. I mean, for God's sakes, when you talk about Godzilla versus Kong. Half the entire audience was like pumped because you got to see a monster fight between two things that never fought each other really in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla and King Kong. They've never fought in a long time. So you got to see that. And, I don't think they kind of made Godzilla the superior one. It kind of was unfair because if in a movie like that, first round should have went to King Kong. The second round should have gone to Godzilla, and then they tag team against Mecha Godzilla. That's how it should have been. So both audiences were equally favored.
Yeah.
In that movie, Godzilla bitch slaps Kong, then bitch slaps him again, and then he puts his shoulder back into place, and they're like, I guess we're tag teaming.
Yeah.
It's a little, it's a little awkward. All right, I think, and on this episode's going to have the links to the podcast, to his Instagram, where the podcast is also going to be. So please, watch the video, get a listen to the podcast, watch some other stuff. You'll like it. We swear.
Linking the last episode we filmed in the comments, in the description below.
Yeah. Just give it a shot, please.
Or else.
No, we're not dead. We give it a shot, please. We really would appreciate it, and you guys are going to enjoy it. And this part of the video is over. There we go.
Okay.
All right, that was good. That was a good long session. All right, next up for the topics. I think we did good for Godzilla. Next up is Scooby Doo, the reluctant werewolf. Oh wait, I'm wrong. Oh what?
It's at the bottom.
Scooby Doo and the reluctant werewolf. I'm sorry, Rich's ghost.
I thought you wanted to talk about.
We'll watch you afterwards, okay?
Yeah. Well, no, we won't watch it afterwards. I'm gonna eat dinner maybe and go home.
Okay.
Yeah, I should really. I should probably go home because I don't know. I just want to just relax.
That's fine, dude. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm a lazy ass.
Yeah, you are. Anyway, Scooby Doo the Reluctant Werewolf, 1980s movie, where it's the TV triple TV movies for Scooby Doo. The gang is mainly Shaggy, Scooby, Scrappy, and a surprise character, his girlfriend.
Googie.
Oh yeah, that's her name.
That's her name, Googie.
Yeah, Googie.
For Google. No.
Yeah, Google. It basically is basically a monster race. It's basically Shaggy's a race car driver, and he participates as the werewolf in the monster race.
Yeah. Well, there's no mystery or something.
No, it's basically the monsters are real. Oh shit. My bad.
That's the mystery. They are real.
Yeah, well, they're real.
It's all good. Yay.
The bad guy is Count Dracula, along with his wife. Vampiro.
Vampiro.
Damn, she's hot.
Her design is amazing.
I mean, she's sexy as balls. You know, she's just great.
I mean, like Shaggy got two highs going after him.
Man, Shaggy should have dumped his girl with Afro.
Yeah, I mean,
I would.
obviously,
I would have.
He could do better.
Well, Googie is actually not that bad.
No, she's not that bad, but I mean, compared to Elvira, I mean,
Vampire.
I think my joke made sense. Like, girl, why are you acting blonde when you're clearly black haired?
I love the Count Dracula in this one because he is just
Shaggy. Who is this Shaggy?
like his lines are just amazing and like
dude.
Especially the people or the villagers.
Oh yeah,
What they were like.
Look at and listen to that crowd.
Yay!
No, maybe like
yay! Everyone's a critic.
One of the best things in this part is Shaggy isn't as scaredy cat as he is in the series.
No, he's not. He's actually to me it's more of the Shaggy from the first series, Scooby, Where Are You? Mindset. He's not a scaredy cat. It shows a lot more in Boo Brothers.
Yeah.
And in Ghoul School. He has his tendency moments where he's not really a fan of the monsters. But like him and like it's in Boo Brothers, he solves most of the mysteries with Scrappy. Like they find all the family jewels and things like that, and like really Boo Brothers should be, like I said, Scooby Doo meets Three Stooges.
Yeah, it's basically what it is.
It's basically that. This one,
he died.
Yeah, and this one it's Scooby Doo meets Speed Racer.
Well, no, I think it's like a Wacky Racer, like.
Okay, yeah, then fine. Speed Racer meets Scooby Doo.
No. Well, there's a cartoon about racing. Of what the same people.
I mean, I've heard of it. I don't remember the name.
Wacky shit. What's it called? Shit. Well, yeah, but I think it's like that, but with monsters.
Most likely. I do like the Dracula. I will say this. I think this holds up. I still think it holds up. It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
I think you could. I think you could plot this down with any child and let them watch it, and they'll be gladly entertained. Especially of the two characters that I think we were making fun of the most is the Hunch Bunch.
Yes, please, forgive us, old chap.
Yeah. I really would wish you would consult me before you pull the lever.
Oh, we can't forget about the Habit Burger thing.
Okay, we'll talk about it after this.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus
What's
Christ.
that have to do with it? Okay.
Jesus
God, I was
Christ.
just reminding you. Sorry.
No, Jesus Christ, dude.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Anyway,
Yeah, I think my favorite car design, besides the Hitlermobile, I will always call it the Hitlermobile. It is the Beetle Bug was designed by Hitler. Therefore, it is the Hitlermobile, and it fits being a monster's car.
Yeah.
my favorite part is when
The favorite car for me was Dragonflies.
my favorite part of the movie is probably when they wake up in the castle and they're like
Oh yeah,
it's all a dream. I mean, just look at him. He's so ugly. There's no way he's real.
they're talking about you.
Yeah.
No, about you. Oh yeah. They should fight each other.
Yeah, they always were fighting each other. My favorite moment also too is the dancing, the song, doing the werewolf out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the song.
I'm not gonna lie, my favorite monster was Bone Jangle.
Well, yeah.
I also like this car.
Oh yeah. What was your favorite car design?
I think it was probably the Frankenstein.
Frankenstein car, car with
Yeah.
his wife,
Ursula.
Repulsa.
Ursula.
Yeah, Repulsa. She looked like Ursula.
I
She
know.
probably does, yeah. Poor unfortunate Frankenstein.
Yeah, no. I will say this. When it comes to that, I also liked how like they introduced the full prizes. It's like oh, you got that right, Cal. Like an all expense paid trip to Hawaii. Hawaii? Who wants to go there?
And all the audience is like, I do.
Yeah, we all do. And then it's like, and then an all expense paid trip to the black hole.
Oh, there listening. And just a scream while you were just yeah. Everyone, all the monsters are excited for it.
I'm in.
Yeah. I wish they would have cut the Shaggy and be like, I still want Hawaii.
Yeah. No, my favorite joke.
The trophy was cool too.
Yeah, the trophy is really cool.
Your favorite part?
Yeah, my favorite part of the movie is probably at the movie theater, the drive-in, when he just keeps hiccuping and changing, and everyone's freaking out.
No, but it's like where's my werewolf over there, side? Good, go get him. But there seems to be a problem. What are you talking about?
He has the hiccups.
No.
Not the hiccups. Fix this, you
Idiots.
I'm sorry. I felt so bad for the Hunch Bunch. Like
They
were getting blamed for shit that had nothing to do with them.
Yes.
I hate how the like those kids were trying to chase Shaggy, even though all because he looked like a werewolf.
I mean, to be fair, all he can say, if he really wanted, he says, "I have a recognize tradition, you ass."
Yeah, I'm Jewish.
You
You beat me to it. You beat me to it. You beat me goddamn to it. I hate you.
Fuck you.
You're fat. You know what? No. You're the fast.
That's not
you're
cool.
too fast.
That's not kosher.
I'm sorry. Well, you're the one who's
You're
calling
fast,
yourself.
huh,
You're the one who calls yourself the werewolf. This guy right here, One-Eyed Josh, always calls himself a werewolf.
Well, yeah, it's a joke
I know.
that you guys came up with too.
You're welcome.
I know.
Well, you'd rather be a werewolf than a vampire.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're like the fat version of Wolverine.
I don't know why I just brought it up. I think because the reason why I came out, the reason why I said the joke in the when we were watching the movie is because One-Eyed Josh is called the werewolf. So like when Shaggy turns into a werewolf, I just yelled out, I'm just like, oh my god, you're Jewish.
And then I'm like, you sound just like Eric Cartman.
That's it. I know. But it's a running gag that not a lot of people are going to understand until you explain it that he's a werewolf in our group and he just happens to be Jewish.
Well, I'll just tell it real quick. So when we first met, I think I was staying over at your place, and we were all staying over. First time, and I took my shirt off to go to bed, and you looked at me, and you looked at me versus like, and you're like, Jesus Christ, you're hairy. And I'm like, and then John said, yeah, you look like a werewolf. And then you looked at him and said, that's your new name. You're a werewolf now. That's your nickname in the friends group.
Yeah, werewolf.
Yeah.
You were excited because you didn't want to be called a vampire.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. That's what I said. I said, as long as you don't call me vampire, I'm happy.
Yeah.
That was years ago.
That was a long time ago, but that's the running joke. That's why. To be fair, like I will say that Shaggy makes a pretty decent werewolf.
Well, he does.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I kind of actually, now that I look at the box, the only complaint I have is I wish the shirt was red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why what they use like of that color.
The green? I don't know why, because I'm probably gonna get creamed for this, and I think you and me have the same opinion. I think both of us have the same opinion. I genuinely like his red and blue outfit.
Yeah, it's better
I think it's better looking on him,
than green and brown.
along with his Timberland boots. I call them Timberland because they're brown boots. I think they look good. I think he looks good in that outfit. And that's why in one of our one of our designs that we see all the time on the internet is I always gravitate towards him in the red and blue because you don't see him in that all the time. It's always the
Green
classic, iconic green one,
in green and brown,
or red, or maroon.
yeah.
I like how he. What I hit. I love how what design comes back in the Cyber Chase.
Oh, I love Cyber.
Yeah.
That's the reason
Yeah.
why I love Cyber Chase too. Is that you bring back his old '80s design, which
Yeah.
I was like, can we please you don't have to dump that look. Just I have like one episode he wears this, another episode he wears the red and blue. I mean, come on, let's be just
Real.
just be real here, man. Come on.
Well, you know, I mean, is it?
I also love the fucking van in the '80s,
Oh yeah, the red van.
the red and white and black van.
Yeah.
Love that
I
van.
I don't remember that one. I
Because you haven't
You
seen-
gotta watch Dual School or
I
Blues
know.
Brothers to see that.
Well, I never.
or 13 Ghosts.
Well,
Yeah.
I never noticed the car because, you know, as a kid,
Oh,
I
shit,
didn't
my
care
dad
about
called me.
what cars. Well, I mean, I still don't. Well, I mean, I don't know, like, but to me, a car's a car.
Well, a van's a van, but that's.
I
Yeah.
thought you said a man's a man.
I said a van.
Yeah.
I said a van's a van.
Indeed.
A van's a man.
A van's is a van.
And a man's a man.
A van is a van. Not a man is a man. Or a van man is a man that is also a van.
Man van.
Man bat.
Who am I?
Oh, they also stole Batman. They also apparently.
Oh, God, you're right.
Apparently, Bruce Wayne needs to check his helicopter because apparently Batwing got stolen.
Yeah, he got jacked. And Dracula.
Yeah. Apparently, the copter.
Yeah.
To the Batcopter.
Robin. Yeah.
Where is my Batcopter?
It was here.
I
Yes.
sold it.
It was here.
Hold on.
You sold it.
Hold on. We'll be right back. Continue.
I forgot.
Van.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, with Batman, he's like, Robin, where's the copter? It was here. Yeah, you're right. It was here, and now it's not. Now, well, where is it? I don't know. I cleaned it and then it disappeared. You're grounded. I know.
I'm gonna show you a picture, and I said this on the show. In the Reluctant Werewolf, Daphne was supposed to be the girlfriend in the Reluctant Werewolf, and the reason why I said this is you disregard the jumper suit. If you remember what the girlfriend's hair design was, what
Yeah.
the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo character design for Daphne is the same design, minus the jumpsuit.
And the hair.
The hair's kind of the same.
Yeah, the hair.
The hair.
Georgie is a little shorter.
Yeah,
but yes.
yeah. But her front half is
No,
the
it's
same.
the same. Total same. Yeah.
As the front half is the same. It's Daphne's hair is longer.
Yeah.
So they kind of changed her design. I understand why they did it, because they didn't want Daphne to. I think a lot of people were like, kind of the Daphne Shaggy thing was like, kind of like, well, are they a good relationship? Blah blah. People seem to really gravitate towards the Fred and Daphne, even though there was really no relationship there. It was just.
It just brings me that whenever they brought Fred and Daphne, it just brings me back to that moment in the Spooky Island where he's like, I know why you pair up with Daphne. He's like, no, it's like, you're into her. It's like, no, how dare you? I'm into geeky chicks like you too. She's like, what? It was a compliment.
No.
He does very smooth. Is he?
No,
No.
well, to be fair, I'm probably in the minority. I know I am. I actually prefer Shaggy and Daphne as a couple.
No, I agree. I prefer them too.
I think the reason why is I always felt like Daphne was an outlet. She's not really a girly girl. She's more adventurous, kind of you know, it's like tomboyish kind of mindset. To which I felt like fit Shaggy more than Fred. Maybe in the original series it fit Fred more, but I feel like as they gave her more character, she fits Shaggy more.
After the Scooby-Doo show, that's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because they developed her character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hence why I'll say it, hence my idea, our idea is what I want. But, on a scale of 1 to 10, when it comes to would I recommend this movie for any small child and family movie night, 10.
10, yeah.
I recommend it. Highly. I think a small child could get used. I think this is good for all ages.
Yeah, I agree.
You? Gingerbeard?
Thinking.
I mean, Elvira, you're gonna go into the bathroom later and just...
Yeah, that's for the dads.
That's the dad.
That's later on that night.
Or you buy the costume for the mom.
And you're like...
I know what you're gonna be.
I'll see you later.
Ew.
What?
What? Are you talking about the parents?
No.
What? No!
We're making a joke, you dude.
Where the fuck did your parents come into this?
I don't know. You
Just say, what do you think?
8.
8? You'd recommend. Okay.
Well, yeah,
9.
because it has flaws, like...
Well, it has flaws. Every child movie has flaws.
It does, yeah.
So, for me, like I said, I just naturally think a child would like it more.
Yeah.
I would say a 9 because there are some scenes that would scare some children.
Maybe, but it's...
even that, it's... I think after...
I mean, first off, if you had to pick between the two...
Oh, no, that's for sure. Little kids should not watch this. Like, a 4-year-old cannot watch this movie.
Well, no, that's why I said... I'm holding up Zombie Eye. I could also hold this up, too. Which is Ghost. Compared to the 3 of them, which one would you show first?
This one, because it's more child
werewolf.
Yeah, the middle one, Relucted Werewolf. Because Richie's Ghost and Zombie Island are a little bit more intense at the end.
Yeah.
Legit, the monsters are trying to kill them.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Especially with Invader. Although, you know what?
Alien Invaders, I don't think they were actually trying to kill
Alien
them.
Invaders I actually would recommend for a child. No, not that one. I would also recommend Alien Invaders for a small child with Relucted Werewolf. But
Alien Invaders
and Cyber Chase.
Yeah, Alien Invaders and Cyber Chase were coming. Or I think they were trying to get more child friendly.
Whereas these two, they clearly knew what the 90s was.
Yeah, they're like, it's time to stop babying children.
Yeah, it's hardcore. I watched this. I'm gonna say it. I think I watched Zombie Island when I was 5. And I'm sure someone out there is going to say, you watched this at 5 years old? I'm like, yeah, it's Scooby-Doo. I watched this at 5, too.
One eye is holding 6 fingers, which I guess he was...
Oh, I was younger then. I was 5 when I watched these.
I think I was also.
Yeah, because I think our parents looked at it and like, oh, it's Scooby-Doo. Our kids will love this.
That's basically what my mom exactly said.
Yeah.
I think we watched that in elementary school.
I remember it too. I was at a DVD VHS store, and I came across. It was in the VHS aisle. I came across this, and Ghoul School, and I believe Alien Invaders. And I'm like, can I get these? And they're like, my mom's like, sure. And they were only $5 each.
Well, yeah, they're Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, my mom, and then I watched Zombie Island when I got home. And my mom comes in and is like, this is Scooby-Doo.
I like to point out, my father did not care if I watched these. I must have just, because I watched the original too. I watched Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Which is a lot more intense for a small child to watch too. It's not as child friendly. So for me, watching Scooby-Doo Zombie Island was just kind of like I'm watching, a movie form of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Except the monsters are real. I was never scared of the zombies. I enjoyed the movie. Also, I love the soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack is amazing.
Oh my god.
The soundtrack is just fantastic.
The only monster I think I was ever afraid of was the cat people.
Oh yeah, the cat
Yeah,
people.
that was the only-
The cat people were the. If I had to go with the witch's ghost, the only thing that freaked me the shit out was the witch at the end.
Oh yeah, the witch indeed. But no, the cat people I think terrified me more personally, because of how unnatural they were and how like they had no rhyme or reason to be so mean as they did.
I would also like to point out I bought Scooby-Doo Ghoul School of Alien Invaders and Cyber Chase at the FYE store, and the girl who checked me out said these are some good movies, and I said the best one you didn't have was Zombie Island. She says I've never seen Zombie Island, and I literally said, "Oh, and you call yourself a Scooby-Doo fan? How could you not see this classic?"
Especially as a kid.
I mean, seriously, if you call these classics and you've never seen this one,
I'm sure it had reruns back in the day.
oh, dude, it was on Cartoon Network.
Sometimes it was like Cartoon Network movie night thing.
It was a movie night thing. And then they would run all of them at the same time. All the Scooby-Doo movies would air in the summer, back to back to back.
And like it in the afternoon, right? Or
Well, yeah, back to back to back. It would be like I think they aired all 7 movies back to back to back, along with the What's New Scooby-Doo movies.
I wasn't a fan of those movies.
I didn't mind them. There's.
I
like Del Chupacabra.
Like I hate that. Like, well, so this was like before I discovered YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm like, oh, I want to watch like Ed and Eddie or SpongeBob, where is all there is. You know, like I wasn't like, because at the time while they were playing the pirate Scooby-Doo movie, Pirates of Hawaii. Yeah, like
I like that movie.
I don't.
I couldn't get into it.
I don't. I like my favorite movies from What's New Scooby-Doo is Vampire Rock because it's the Return of the Hex Girls.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
They're pretty good,
El Chupacabra, Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Monster Mexico.
Yeah.
So my favorites from What's New Scooby-Doo, and this is going in order, is Loch Ness Monster, The Mummy,
Hawaii.
the Hawaiian one. Yes, the Hawaiian one was gonna be next.
What was it called?
Aloha.
Yeah, Aloha Scooby-Doo. Then the Bermuda Triangle one, which is Pirates of Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't.
I know you don't like it, but I liked meeting Fred's parents. I thought that was fun.
I did because I already met them in What's New Scooby-Doo.
What episode?
They're in the 2nd season of What's New Scooby-Doo.
What episode? I don't remember.
Maybe you should watch it then. I don't fucking... Like, I just know that they're introduced.
I'll look it up.
Like, dude, I just know that they're introduced in What's New Scooby-Doo because I remember seeing them before I saw the movie.
There's the Halloween one with the wizard.
If I had to be honest, the only Halloween...
That one, but I don't think that's much New Scooby-Doo.
I don't know. I'm not really a fan of any of the Scooby-Doo movies, to be honest with you.
I feel like...
The newer ones, no, not so much. I think I stopped.
They've lost. When they got to Mystery Incorporated, which was the last Scooby-Doo series that I watched that I genuinely enjoyed.
It became
a generic. Like Fred became the traps guy. Velma became more bitchy when she wasn't as bitchy in the beginning. And then, like, Daphne became totally obsessed with Fred for no fucking reason and to just be the lover girl. She lost all character development that she had prior to that to just be Fred's love girl. To which I was like, okay, yeah, great, it's a running joke, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm sick and tired of it. And that's the reason why I said in our little discussion, I would rather not have inner-game dating, at least in the beginning. They need to develop the characters before they begin shifting, in my opinion.
No, I'm going to say something. The only other movie the recent movie that I truly liked was Scooby Doo Meet Courage the Cowardly Dog. That was the only one reason that I liked.
It
was pretty good. I liked it.
That's because the Courage the Cowardly Dog writers also worked on it.
Yeah.
Which Courage the Cowardly Dog is just kick ass.
Oh yeah, I mean, like,
even nowadays, it's like I mean, I'll say this. I would show. I'm being judged. I would show this to a 5-year-old before I show them Courage the Cowardly Dog.
No shit. No shit.
I think a 5-year-old could handle that
a lot better than they can handle Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I'm surprised we were able to watch that on Cartoon Network.
Speak for yourself.
I had some moments where I closed my eyes.
Dude, the fucking Return the Slab.
That was the one for me.
That
was the one for me and my brother.
Slab.
Oh, suffer my curse.
No, the one that I remember specifically, it was me and my brother who were watching it, and that guy came out, and we were hiding behind our couch, and my brother says, "Go check, you're the big brother. Go check if he's gone." He's from the screen. And I did this. I'm telling you, my couch. I did this, and he says, "Return the Slab." He's still there. He's still there.
No. Oh, you see, the episode scared me as a kid, but I saw it again when recently when Adult Swim started to air like old cartoons like.
Well, it's done. They have the old cartoon block for Cartoon Network's past cartoons.
I wish they played Cat Laszlo. That was one of my favorites as a kid.
God, that was the best. Well, I love it.
I think underrated. If we're gonna go into underrated Cartoon Network, shows. You have Camp Laszlo. You have My Gym Partner's a Monkey.
For sure.
You have Would you say Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends is underrated?
Nah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I
think
never like.
I wouldn't think it's underrated, but you never know.
I tried to plug into it, but I couldn't stand Blue. Like he.
You know what?
He was actually a nice.
He wasn't nice. Yeah, he was nice in the beginning. Then he turned into a jerk.
I can't handle Cheese.
Oh, Cheese!
Cheese is the
Cheese
worst.
was the most annoying character I had ever seen in my entire life. Worse than the guy in SpongeBob who says "hoopla, hoopla,
hoopla,
hoopla." Well, that guy was in like one episode.
He's actually in a couple, but he's like a minor character.
I would also like to point out that another show I used to watch when I was a kid, 16.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're doing it at the mall.
Yeah. Stoked.
Oh, Stoked, yeah.
I like Stoked.
Total Drama Island.
Which was basically 16's sequel series.
Well, I mean, it's Total Drama are the same company.
Yeah.
Also,
I know.
I mean, Total Drama, like, after the second season, it just kind of...
Which reminds me, with the anime, Bakugan, like...
Oh, I love Bakugan.
Well,
yeah, I liked it. It was okay.
So did I as a kid, but like watching it and you're like, ugh, that's how they talk. Ugh. Like, and then I found out it's the same
Company.
Yeah, as Drum Island, which I'm like, out of all the people, he chose those guys. I mean.
Well, look, dude. Most companies are going to work with their voice actors to save some money. Saves them money. Although I will say the first series of Total Drama, or the first series of Bakugan, isn't as rough. The original series is actually not that rough.
Yeah,
neither is the second one.
I would say another underrated, and I know this is it paled in comparison to Ben 10, but Generator Rex.
Generator Rex was legit.
It was, yeah.
It was a legit show. I wish they would have continued with that because that was so cool.
How about Secret Saturdays?
Secret Saturdays is good.
Yeah.
That's another underrated one.
Symbiotic Titan.
Symbiotic Titan. Damn it!
I hate how I hate how
because they hit it on a cliffhanger,
Yeah,
and you got pissed because they canceled it, and they're like, it's due to toy sales. It's always due to fucking toy sales, and you're just kind of like, but people watch that shit, man.
Well, no one cares about
Ratings.
toys.
Like, they don't care about the ratings.
But at that point, people who are watching that show are either out of toys.
Yeah, but that's what it
Yeah.
was like. But see, that's my whole point with Cartoon Network. It's like, you would cancel a show that drew in an older kid crowd that, like, on a consistent basis, all because of your stupid toy sales. Just take the loss of the toy sales and just realize that, like, hey, make some shirts, do that. I guarantee.
Make apparel,
make apparel instead, because those kids are going to buy that stuff. They're not going to buy a toy anymore.
Yeah, I think. Okay, I don't know about 10-year-olds or 8-year-olds. Like if they with toys.
I feel like a toy playing age you stop at is about like 13. Right around 13 is when you stop.
I'm thinking. Okay, when I is holding 10 fingers.
I think that's when you stop usually playing with toys.
I think it's 13.
10 or 10.
I think if you're an only child, it's 13.
Well,
If you're an only child, it's probably 13.
Well, it was for me. It was like around 10. I
Well,
still played once in a while, but not as much.
I think I stopped at like 8. Ever since I started playing video games.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be a video game.
I mean, not to go back to Scooby real quick, but the only movie to ever be made into a video game was Cyber Chase.
Yeah, I know.
What's this one? Game Boy?
Game Boy, I believe PlayStation.
It was the game that the movie is based on.
Yeah.
That was what was the game.
Oh, okay.
So you went through the game. You went through the movie, but in game version. You were the characters, basically.
Alright.
It's like, for me, to me, I'll say this. It's like, because it's what John's imagination is still intact. But, like, the fact that he plays a lot of video games goes to what you and I were saying about, like, kids nowadays are too connected to their devices and computers that, like, they don't have imagination anymore. They have a lack of it. Like, we're gonna have a generation of people who aren't creative at all, because their creativity, part of their brain was stymied because they played on a computer. They didn't exercise that muscle of creativity.
That would probably explain why Hollywood is going downhill.
Well, it's going downhill because of the fucking
The woke stuff?
Yeah, and well, also, like, you're firing all your good writers because you want more diversity. And when you do that, it's like, here's my thing, and it's not that you can't have diversity, but you need to have strong writers there so that the newer writers can sharpen their blades against them, thus getting better, instead of, get rid of all the old writers and now you're stuck with the new writers.
Who are just woke and they...
Well, no, they suck ass.
Yeah.
And they don't know what to do, so you're crap. And then they go back and they steal from the old writers, like Terminator and stuff like that. And they rehash, like, old series, but they're not the creators of those series, so they don't understand what they're doing. And then they ruin them.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, though, it's kind of like you're recycling.
That's what it is. That's basically that's what it is. But you're taking less talented hacks and giving them a property that they've never created, nor do you know if they're fans of. They might lie and say, "Oh yeah, I love Star Wars." They probably never fucking watched a movie in their life,
or know what Tatooine is,
or know all of the know all the little shit.
Yeah.
You know
what they liked. Well, in reality, what the idea of Star Wars.
Well, that's what it is.
Well, yeah. I'll give you this. I'll give an example of what I'm trying to, like, from what I can see. When Velma, the show, was first being introduced. My thoughts exactly.
Thank you.
I saw a post on Facebook, okay? And I remember this girl, it was this woman, and she's like, "Oh, I'm such a huge fan of Scooby Doo."
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm making it to that point. And she was like, "I can't wait to watch this show with a new diverse cast and blah 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 blah." And I said, I said to her, Scooby Doo was quite diverse back in the '60s and late '70s.
I would say more. I would say more in the '80s and the '90s.
Yeah, in the '80s and '90s. I'm like,
where it was more diverse.
I don't see why you needed to made it more diverse than it already needs to be. Like, there is some, too much of one thing is a bad thing.
Well, it's not that. No, I would say.
And
no. I would say this.
Yeah.
I would say it's okay to be diverse. The problem is
You're forcing it.
No. Yeah, you're forcing it.
Yeah,
but the other problem is that he's not getting to the solution. Is you gave a property like Scooby Doo to someone who wasn't a fan
Of Scooby Doo.
and you said, make something of it. And instead of, making something of it, she just took her old script and replaced all the characters' names with Scooby Doo characters' names and then turned it in.
Basically.
That's what it was. I guarantee you that's what it was.
And Scooby Doo out.
Pretty much, yeah. And then they decided, from what all the rumors mill is, whether you can take it with a grain of salt, they decided to make Scooby Doo a woman.
A black woman.
A human
exact.
woman.
A woman. To where they're implying that Shaggy wants to fuck his dog.
Which is fucked up.
Yeah, well,
And the other thing, and she said, and I went under her page and said, "You're not a fan of Scooby Doo. You're a traitor to Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo was fine as it is."
Well, that's because you remember what I told the the comic book guy?
Yeah.
I said I told him this, and I will say this, and I'm not gonna say anything else. You, me, and him had an idea for an adult Scooby-Doo show that we had an idea for 2 years prior to the Velma show even existing.
yeah, all right.
2 years prior. Or a year prior, if you really want to be exact. I think it was 2 years prior. Our idea was basically, you can have an adult Scooby-Doo show, but you can't go into the comedic element. That's the whole thing. You can't go into the comedic element. You have to kind of go into what the 90s was.
Some comedy.
Some comedy, but more realistic monsters. Because your audience is adults. They're not children.
Yeah.
So you can't treat adults like idiots.
You can't be like, "Oh, look, there's this guy who's clearly the guy."
Yeah.
But they don't know it. No, you can't do that.
Yeah, adults like more complex storytelling. They don't like simple storytelling that children like, And that's the problem. Also adults really do like better writing.
Yeah.
Which, that didn't really work out.
Well, apparently adults are not the target audience.
Well, they're never. Well, first off, that's not entirely. Well, first off, they're never the target audience unless you set out to make them your target audience.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I was trying to say.
Yeah. I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah. I was just clearing it up. Go on.
The Velma show, what exactly was the target demographic?
Well, they'll say adults, but I think.
What kind of adults are?
Well, woke idiots who wanted to watch a woke Scooby Doo. There you go. That was my idea of the target audience.
Well, they didn't accomplish because nobody watched it.
No, I know.
So I mean, even those people didn't watch it. So I don't think they target their. I don't think they made up good targets. I think this is a pretty good conversation. We're already at 1 hour and 33 minutes. I think this is a good stopping off point.
Yeah,
I agree.
This has been the Cannonball Podcast. I am Captain C.
I am One Eye.
And I am Gingerbread. Gingerbread beer.
Gingerbeard. And he is Gingerbeard. And tonight, and have a nice spooky night, y'all.
No.
Woo. Hold on.